We are entering our 11th weekend, and the topic for this 11th weekend, which is the 8th topic, is quantum spiritual transformation stages. And today is our 21st class in quantum psychotherapy, and our topic is quantum spiritual growth, development, and transformation. Quantum spiritual personal growth, development, and transformation refers to a non-linear process of consciousness evolution where we experience a quantum leap in consciousness, described as a rapid, sudden, profound transformation in awareness, perception, energetic frequency, identity, and personal reality. It is a sudden shift from gradual incremental change to sudden nonlinear advancement. And unlike traditional linear models, the stages often spiral, requiring us to revisit and integrate insights at deeper levels. And it is a nonlinear process of shifting from ego-driven, victim-based living to create a high vibrational conscious creation, and it involves dismantling old identities, aligning with the frequency of our desired reality, and integrating the soul's light into the physical reality and into our physical body. Remember those therapies we looked at last week? The therapies for quantum spiritual growth, development, and transformation. Those are the therapies that will lead us to this kind of quantum spiritual growth, development, and transformation. So in your quest for growth and development and transformation, have you ever considered weaving together self-acceptance, transformation, and the purpose you are here for in a physical world, in a physical human body? We are more than a physical body. We are energy. And self-acceptance, transformation, and purpose in quantum frameworks are not separate tasks, but an energetic, integrated cycle. And they weave together when we shift our role from being a passive victim of our history to an active, conscious creator within a unified field of potential. These three concepts, self-acceptance, transformation, and purpose, act like a closed-loop feedback system. And they aren't separate milestones, but a continuous flow of energy that moves from stillness, which is accepting and letting go, to shift, which is transformation and choosing a new state, then to action, which is purpose or taking aligned action. Acceptance creates the zero point space, and transformation provides the direct quantum leap, and purpose provides the expression, that resonant flow. So when we stop being a project to be fixed and become a conscious broadcast, the cycle ensures that as we grow, we stay grounded. As we leap, we stay aligned. And as we act out our purpose, we stay connected to the whole. This is beautiful. And when these three concepts are weaved together, self-acceptance, quantum transformation, and purpose, this involves shifting from trying to change to being our desired self. And in the quantum models, personal growth isn't about fixing a broken version of ourselves, It's about tuning our frequency to that version of self already existing in the field of infinite potential. So let's begin with self-acceptance. That 0 point in quantum spiritual growth. Do you remember radical, unconditional self-acceptance? Whether you are hungry or with a full stomach, everything is the same. You don't change who you are. So self-acceptance means accepting where we are, a full acceptance of what is, a neutral observation of the situations that we go through without labeling them as good or bad, allowing us to act from a place of calm and objective clarity. Accepting ourselves, we stop vibrating at the frequency of lack and start operating from a potentiality state. Utilizing those moments of stillness where we get into our inner hermitage and those creative states therein, we connect with the quantum field, with the mystic field, with the spirit field, that field that is source, that is pure potentiality, to recreate our attitude, remove self-judgment and criticism, which creates a stable, high energy foundation. When we stop fighting the current situation that we are going through, we conserve energy and we become more resilient, allowing for a faster adaptation to change. And the goal of self-acceptance is zero resistance. And in physics, resistance creates heat and wastes energy. And in life, self-judgment or judging the situations we are going through does the same. It depletes us of our energy. So to reach the 0 point, when we accept ourselves fully, we stop leaking energy into the past or fixing ourselves. And this 100% availability of energy is what allows for a quantum leap or shift or transformation in the next stage after satisfying the need for stability before we can accelerate forward. So self-acceptance is a state of neutrality, being fully in the current moment's authentic beingness, a natural state of being, that void of artificial performance or psychological conditioning, free from the egoic projections and resistance to achieve a balance. So it acts as a ground state of consciousness with non-resistance and acceptance that allows life to flow without opposing it, leading to a higher vibration, unlocking peace, authenticity, and potential by eliminating judgment and emotional baggage, intentionally letting go of personal narratives, identities, past regrets, and future worries during meditation to return to that zero state. And the zero state is a state of infinite possibilities. So to release egoic stories and anchor awareness in the present now, dissolving mental noise, one can use the word zero or silence. And we acknowledge and we accept the negative emotions of fear without resistance. And we allow them to pass. So when the thought comes, allow it to pass and continue whispering to yourself, 0, 0, 0, or silence, silence, silence. With each word, you are getting deeper, deeper, and diving deeper and deeper into the 0 point, into that quantum field of infinite possibilities. Zero-point neutrality is a state of perfect balance and presence. It is that state that is unburdened by past or future. Not burdened by past or future, but we are in the present now moment. This is the 0-point neutrality. And it is not a physical situation. It's not a physical location. It is the lowest energy state, representing pure beingness without forced action. It is equanimity, it is calmness, it is composure, especially in difficult situations. That's what equanimity means. And the 0 point isn't a physical location, it is a state where self-acceptance is the foundation. The observer effect, where our consciousness becomes a neutral observer, affecting the outcome of all energies flow without causing distress, equating a feeling of total personal empowerment. Are there times when you've ever felt that self-acceptance? When you are in deep contemplative or infused contemplation? This is where quantum spiritual growth begins. Then we get to the quantum leap transformation in quantum spiritual growth. And transformation is referred to as a rapid personal transformation or psychological rebirth, where we shift from our current self to a higher version of ourselves. And quantum leap requires abandoning comfortable routines, abandoning outdated belief systems, and breaking free from old patterns. So instead of needing to know all the steps, we trust in the unseen, creating a quantum leap before we feel ready, and embracing uncertainty and embracing the unknown. We act as the person we want to be now rather than waiting to become that person in the future. And that means we align our internal state with our desired future self. And this is frequency alignment. It shifts our internal energy and allows us to tune into our new reality spontaneously. And this is an abrupt, massive leap in personal development. And rather than change the outer world, we change our internal software of our beliefs, of our emotional baselines, and of our thought patterns. And this involves taking intuitive, inspired, effortless action rather than forced hustling. So in your daily life, this can be seen as a career transformation suddenly doubling your business revenue, or moving from a job, an 8 to 5 job, to a dream career that you are passionate about in a very short time without worrying of your business breaking even. Or in daily life, this quantum leap can be seen as a spiritual awakening, an abrupt shift from a survival-based mindset to a deeper awareness and alignment with one's higher self. Or it can be a pattern interruption, actively interrupting our old habits and reacting differently to situations, circumstances, people, and places, choosing a new higher frequency timeline or embodying the future self and acting and feeling and deciding like how our future self would decide. It's choosing who we want to be rather than remaining who we have been. And this is shifting between potential realities or parallel universes consciously, choosing a new version of reality, an abrupt leap in understanding and attainment of a fundamental transformation in how you view the world. And the goal of quantum leap transformation is total sovereignty. To move from being a victim of circumstances, which is Newtonian living, to a conscious creator, which is quantum living. And we stop reacting to the world and start broadcasting and emitting high frequencies to it to draw to ourselves the same situations, events, and people and places that confirm to us the positive vibration we have sent to the field. And we realize that by changing our internal state, the external world has no other thing to do but to reorganize itself to match our internal state. Let's look at the third concept of purpose. That resonant flow, that life purpose in quantum spiritual growth. Purpose is the quantum field of potentiality. Our purpose is already there. The time we dropped into this physical body, we were sent with a particular purpose to fulfill. And we forgot about it when we went into the earthly low vibrational frequencies of fear and survival. But it's already there in the quantum realm, waiting for us to identify what it is we are passionate about, that we were sent into this physical world with a physical body to accomplish. So purpose is the quantum field of potentiality, and it acts as the compass that guides the energy of transformation. So discovering our purpose allows us to align our thoughts, our actions, and energy towards a singular, meaningful goal as we align energy with what we desire to create in our purpose. We are not just products of upbringing, never. We are souls with a chosen purpose for this lifetime, making hardships feel part of a meaningful curriculum rather than a random failure in soul level growth. Whatever it is that we were sent to accomplish, The trials we go through, the hardships we face, match that particular purpose so that the trials can sharpen us into the execution of that which we are sent into the world to accomplish. So passion for the purpose for which we were sent into this world transforms trials into opportunities, providing the fuel needed to overcome self-limiting beliefs. Let's have an example here. For this person who was raped, her uterus torn out, and in adult life she could not have children. But out of that barrenness, there has been born that purpose for which she was sent into this world to accomplish, which is affective parenting beyond kinship. If she had gotten children of her own, she wouldn't have been able to fulfill that which she was sent into the world to do, which is affective parenting beyond kinship. That's her calling. And wherever she is right now, that's what she is doing and living by example and others following through her footsteps. So this purpose, this resonant flow happens when we integrate past trials and experiences and traumas and change our narrative from victimhood to transformation. And we are in tune, or we are in sync with our deeper spiritual nature, rather than acting from the societal or ego self. And the role of our life's purpose is innate frequency, where our life purpose is seen as a cellular or DNA level calling. It is already encoded in our DNA no matter what we do. And our deepest values as well. And what we have come to do and to be. It's all ingrained into our DNA. You might be a psychotherapist right now, but go back as far as you can remember to know that this psychotherapist that you have become is ingrained in your DNA, and you started listening to people as young as 5 years old. And even when you are a teenager, other children or other classmates would always trust you to open up to you, and you would find yourself guiding them through their issues. That's your calling. It's already encoded and ingrained in your DNA. And the goal of our life's purpose is resonant contribution, not to find a job, but to have coherence with the universe and to function as a unique node in the quantum web, living our purpose, no longer struggling to survive, but entangled with opportunities, people, and resources that support our purpose and growth automatically. When your purpose is already ingrained in your DNA, that's your job. In quantum spiritual growth, resonant flow is a state of living in harmony with the universe's natural intelligence, where our inner frequency of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs aligns with our outer reality. And it is a shift from forcing outcomes through ego-driven actions to allow life to unfold with ease by tuning into our natural resonance, our natural, authentic, joyful self. And life purpose is not a single job or goal, but the ongoing process of resonating with our core identity, what we are uniquely designed to emit and experience as our passionate purpose. So we have looked at these three: self-acceptance, transformation, and purpose. So the core concepts of resonant flow or life purpose includes resonance and energy, where the law of resonance posts that our inner frequencies act as a magnet, attracting people, circumstances that match our vibratory state, not just what we want. And quantum connection is another strong concept for this third concept of purpose. And quantum physics says that mind and matter are not separate. The observer you affects the observed reality, circumstances, and situations. And resonant flow occurs when our consciousness, our emotions, and reactions are coherent and aligned and in sync, allowing for effortless creation and flow. Another concept for this purpose is shifting from force to flow. When we are serving the people we are called to serve, most times we find ourselves forcing instead of just flowing with what is already destined and ingrained in our DNA. And this involves moving from a struggle mindset of controlling and forcing and worrying to a flow mind state of receiving, trusting, and synchronizing. And the concept of synchronicity is key, and it is an indicator of being in flow, an increase in synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences where life seems to support our path. And it's sometimes referred to as being led by the hand of grace. We have seen self-acceptance, transformation, and purpose. So let us see these as a three-phase energetic cycle. And the cycle begins with self-acceptance or the zero zone, and that is phase one. And in physics, the 0 point field is the state of lowest possible energy where all potential exists. So acceptance is the act of releasing resistance. And when we stop judging our flaws, or when we stop fighting our current situation, we stop leaking energy, and it creates that clear internal antenna. And by accepting exactly who we are, we move from a particle that is fixed, that is stuck, that is limited, back into wave that is fluid, that is open and ready to change. And when we go to the second phase of quantum leap or transformation, once we are in a state of non-resistance, we can use our observer power to choose a new reality And transformation is a frequency shift. Instead of working hard to change, we tune into a different version of ourselves that is already existing in the field of infinite potential. And by feeling the elevated emotions of gratitude or joy or love of our future self now, we signal the quantum field to collapse the possibility into our physical life. And this is the leap from the old identity to the new identity. And in phase three, the resonant flow or life's purpose, as we transform, our natural signal becomes much stronger and clearer. And this is the signal of our purpose. And purpose is entangled in action. It is the pull towards the people, the places, and the tasks that vibrate at the same frequency as our new transformed self. So when we have discovered that purpose that is already waiting for us to discover it in the quantum field, it is as if we have hit the target that is already ingrained in the heavenly store. And the moment we hit it, all heaven's resources come with that identification. We don't have to worry about the human resources, about the material resources, about the financial resources of executing that particular passion. That's why when people have tapped into the purpose for which they were called, they never break. Everything unfolds. So cultivating this resonant flow by increased awareness of what our purpose is shifts us from ego-driven thinking to listen to our intuition and practicing gratitude and joy, which resonates with the quantum field to bring better outcomes. We manage our frequency. So we release control and trust in the unknown. We let go of old circumstances and identities and relationships that are no longer resonating with our new found vibration. And practice presence, we move without resistance. I know of particular people who left their work as a celebrated bank accountant or a successful businesswoman to go either for priesthood or to become a cloistered nun. And the whole world was seeing them as people who had lost their mind. But their purpose was unfolding. So when we discover our purpose, the end state is an integrated self. We experience flow state characterized by synchronicity, by inner peace, and no longer fearing the future. We know we are the one observing life into its existence. And our body responds to our high frequency thoughts with better health and higher energy levels. And we stop doing life and start being the version of us that life happens through. So when we weave these three elements together, acceptance, transformation, and purpose, self-acceptance clears the fear. Purpose provides the direction. And transformation acts as the engine for rapid growth. So we enter conscious creation, no longer trying to manifest. We simply occupy the state of the person who already has the desired outcomes. And our internal state becomes stable, that the external world of physicality has no choice but to remold itself to match our new cellular frequency. What new cellular frequency are you willing to shift to internally? So that the world around you that is physical has no choice but to rebuild itself to match your internal cellular frequency. That's powerful. So weaving self-acceptance, transformation, and purpose in quantum personal development, self-acceptance is the best frequency, and in quantum terms, resistance creates noise that prevents a clean leap. And self-acceptance is the act of collapsing the wave function of who you currently are. And the shift occurs by accepting our shadow or current limitations during the purge, and we stop leaking energy. And this has a cellular impact, lowering our cholesterol levels and our cortisol stress hormone, opening up the nervous system, allowing for the cellular restructuring necessary to hold a higher vibrational frequency. And transformation is the timeline jump. It is this model that is improving the old self. It is quantum leaping into pre-existing version of you that already exists in your DNA, that already exists in the quantum field. And during the void, during the emptiness, during the 0 point, we remain in a state of radical neutrality. And we aren't challenging our old life. We are decoupling our consciousness from it to align with a new, higher frequency timeline and version of who we are meant to be. And this is where the symptoms will come in, and we will look at the symptoms much later. And purpose is the stabilizer. Purpose is the anchor that prevents us from sliding back into old timelines. And in the what we want to become is destined to be, because it is already encoded in our DNA. So we are moving from what I can get to how I can serve. That is purpose. And it shifts our signature from a localized ego frequency to a universal quantum frequency. And this is where high-level manifestation requires a why that is bigger than yourself. This is where we dream big, no longer seeing ourselves as small, finite, limited beings. Now allow me to blow your mind as we almost come to the end of this presentation. Quantum leaping to a new pre-existing reality changes our internal cellular energetic state. It involves cellular restructuring, often accompanied by physical, emotional, and mental changes as you and I adapt to a higher frequency of awareness. We are quantum leaping from the particle to the wave, from the lowest vibrational frequencies of fear and lack and sadness and worry to higher frequencies of joy, gratitude, and love and abundance. And as this shift happens, your body goes through a tremendous restructuring in your cells. And this may lead to symptoms like hot flashes or intense dreams and experiences associated with this process. And the process of quantum leaping involves shifting your internal frequency to collapse the wave function into a new pre-existing reality. And this process is said to trigger cell restructuring at a biological level to cause a biological upgrade where we are able to hold higher light frequencies in our physical carbon-based body. And this shift is not just psychological. It involves restructuring of our biology, restructuring of our physiology, where the physical body is re-encoded to sustain these higher energetic states. And we might experience the following symptoms. And some of you might already have been experiencing them, but not exactly knowing what it is that was happening with you. And the first set of symptoms are physical and biological symptoms or somatic purging. So as the body adjusts to higher frequencies, it may experience discomfort, often called ascension symptoms. We are ascending from low vibrational frequencies of fear and survival and hate and worry to higher frequencies of joy and love and abundance and peace. And this ascension has particular ascension symptoms associated with this restructuring. And the first state is unexplained physical sensations like ringing in the ears or buzzing or sudden pressure in the head or tooth or jaw pain or electric shock sensations in your spine, in your back, in your hands, or feelings of intense energy or vibrations in the body, often in the legs and arms, along with sudden random aches and pains or joint stiffness. Those are ascension symptoms as your body is adjusting to holding more light vibrational frequencies of joy, love, and peace. When throughout your lifetime, you have held low vibrational frequencies of fear and worry. You might also experience as ascension symptoms extreme fatigue or sudden unexplained energy bursts, where you find yourself with a lot of energy. You are working from 8 to 9 or 10 in the night, and still you feel energized. I'm talking to somebody today. And there might also be dietary and sleep changes as part of the ascension symptoms. You might experience changes in diet. You might experience intense cravings of light food or just water and fruit or just vegetable. And you might find yourself no longer interested in eating meat. And you might find yourself wanting to walk more regularly between during your the during the day, and you might find yourself wanting to wake up regularly early between 2 and 4 a.m. As part of the ascension symptoms, you might also experience some dissociation or clumsiness, feeling detached from the body or disoriented as if the physical form is trying to catch up with the faster moving mental and energetic state. You might experience clumsiness. That is the state of the physical and biological symptoms or somatic purging. The second group of symptoms are mental and psychological symptoms, where the mind begins to perceive reality differently, leading to rewiring of your beliefs. You might feel a sense of detachment from ego identity or a feeling that you are losing it, but you are not. And you might feel as if you are moving much faster or much slower than normal. And you might also experience clarity and downloads, especially frequent aha moments of insight and intuition. And you might also experience confusion about reality or having memories that do not align with your current timeline. And the third group of ascension symptoms are emotional and spiritual shifts. And this includes emotional purging, where you get those unexplained bouts of crying or laughing or intense emotional releases, often without any obvious external cause. Without no reason, you're feeling joyous, you are bursting with laughter and happiness. And you might also feel heightened empathy and intuition and increased sensitivity to the emotions of others and profound empathy. And you might also experience releasing of old patterns, a deep, sometimes uncomfortable shedding of old beliefs that you have held for decades. A shedding or a breaking of old relationships and identities that no longer fit your new self. You might also experience inner peace and stillness. Even amidst chaos, a growing desire for solitude or silence and nature with appreciation for simplicity. Your lifestyle gets changed overwhelmingly. And the fourth group of ascension symptoms are life circumstances changes. And these include rapid manifestations where intentions and thoughts and desires materialize much faster than before. And you might experience a sharp increase in meaningful coincidences that confirm your path. And you might get sudden life changes in your career, in your home, or relationships that feel aligned with your new higher purpose. And you might get uncomfortable with your old life, a feeling of intense dysfunction, intense discomfort with your old job, with your old relationships, or your old habits. And other symptoms might include ascension flu, where you get body aches, feverish feelings, and you have no fever at all, or chills without any medical cause as the body purges the density frequencies to higher frequency ones. You might also become heightened in sensitivity, where there is lowered tolerance for loud noises or bright lights or crowds or processed foods as the nervous system becomes more refined. The question I'm leaving you today as we end this presentation: which spiritual stage model or where is your level of awareness on your personal growth, development, and transformation? Thank you so much for listening. Wish you a good evening. See you next time.